Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, we're at the Wolves Hotel today and overlooking the beautiful Lake Geneva. I can think of worse places to have an office.
I prefer Wolverhampton.
Do you?
To be honest.
You prefer Express and Star Queen Street?
I prefer the Brook in Womburn to Lake Geneva.
Don't know, no idea where that is.
Womburn, man.
Womburn?
Near Wolverhampton. That's where I grew up.
Oh, is it?
Anyway,
nice place?
We're off track already.
We are off track.
Look at this.
It's absolutely stunning. I mean, you know, the Wolves players are really struggling this week, aren't they, with their amenities.
Express and Star budget doesn't quite stretch to this hotel.
No, but I feel like Mr. Keith Harrison will allow us to stay here next year if we come back. What do you think?
If we're nice.
If we're nice. Beautiful place. Spoke to a couple of players today. I want to talk a little bit about last night. There's a few people on social media. Wolves were very good in both halves. Maybe more of a second string in a development side in the first half and a stronger looking side in the second. A few people surprised with even Cavallero playing in the first half. Putting 2 and 2 together with the links to Huddersfield and Fulham and maybe getting 4. Have they got 4 or have they got 11?
Well, yes, it was very much a first choice and a second choice 11 last night, but Wolves are short in certain positions but overloaded in a couple of others, including the forwards. So you've got 4 forwards, you've got Bonatini, Costa, Jota, Cavallero. So one of them had to miss out and play with the reserves, so to speak. And it was Cavallero who did it, and I thought, to be fair to him, he stood out for his quality on the ball in that first half. In what was a young team, there were some very good performances, but Cavallero's quality on the ball really shone out for me.
Sure.
I thought he certainly wasn't sulking that he was playing with the kids, and none of them were. Danny Bart, Courtney Hawes and John Ruddy all gave very good accounts of themselves. So I thought he did very well. A couple of really nice crosses, good footwork, a couple of good shots at one point as well. And then so you kind of compare that to second half when it's Helder Costa who's in that position.
Yeah.
Now, as discussed in last night's video, he's put on a few pounds, you know, but he was full of running and he saw a lot of the ball, but his end product wasn't quite there.
Sure.
Last night.
Yeah.
I thought Cav probably edged it, to be honest. And if we're looking at last season, Cav was certainly the more productive of the two. Costa suffered with his injury for most of the season and trying to get back to full fitness and crucially match sharpness. And Cavallero bossed it really. 12 assists, 9 goals. How he didn't get anywhere near the player of the season vote just shows you how remarkable season that Wolves had. But yeah, these links with Fulham and Huddersfield, I mean, I don't think Wolves want to be selling Ivan Cavallero at all, to be honest. I think at his best, I've said this a few times last year, at his best he's Wolves' most explosive forward player. He doesn't do it as consistently perhaps as Jota, but on his day he's as good as Wolves have got, for me, at his very best. So you don't sell him to a rival, you know, you don't sell him to Huddersfield or Fulham for me, certainly not for the money that's being discussed anyway. So I think he's got a crucial role to play next season.
So do you feel that maybe Cavallero and Costa are maybe fighting for one spot?
Well, we haven't got the full squad at our disposal, have we, to view for now. Raul Jimenez isn't here for a start, and you expect Wolves, I think, to make another addition in the forward areas. I'd expect them to bring another striker in. Jota had that left wing spot nailed down last season, but they did kind of move to kind of the 3-10s or the 3 false 9s as well. A lot of time with Jota in the false 9. For me, your front three at the moment would be Jota on the left, Jimenez up front, given the qualities we're expecting him to bring, Cavallero on the right. I'd say that's probably your outstanding front three, and then you've got Bonatini and Costa as backups. I mean, it's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. Would you not think that? I mean, Jimenez obviously is quality, but a lot of his time has been coming off the bench. Would you not see a starting 11 against Everton with Costa, Cavallero and Jota, all 3 of them starting?
Potentially, that did work to good effect on a number of occasions last year. I remember Burton away. They destroyed Burton away with those 3 up front, and Costa did have some very good performances towards the end of the season. It's a great fight. It's a great debate to have, really. Certainly the Costa Cavallero debate as to who it would be. I mean, if you'd say one of Costa's probably weaknesses is how lightweight he is, and now you're looking at him probably addressing that, having bulked up this summer.
For sure.
So it's a great fight to have. Cavallero would just be ahead of it for me at the moment, and like I said, Jimenez, with the quality he should be having. I know he didn't start too many games for Benfica, but he's not coming in as third choice striker, is
No,
it? Behind
no.
Bonatini and somebody else. So you'd expect him to be in pole position to start. They pay $3 million loan fee for him, big reputation, Mexican international striker.
Yeah.
We're all looking forward to seeing what he can do.
So they return on Saturday evening. The season isn't far off. Where do you think, obviously you've talked about striker, would you like to see them strengthen before the start of the season?
Wow.
I'm giving you £41.5 million.
Right, well, they probably don't spend that much money, so they've already spent.
So I'm giving you £41.5 million.
Fair
Same
point.
thing about.
Touche. Well, if Miranda's off, they need a centre half. If Philip is off, they need a right wing back.
Yeah.
If Van Agra's going out on loan, then they need a left wing back.
Okay.
If
Three so far.
If they're not signing Njai, they need a central midfielder.
4.
And then they probably need another forward as well, I think.
So we're looking at 5 signings, and these are signings that are not going to bring in just as understudies. They want them to have first team chances and potentially being a starter.
Wolves don't really do understudies.
No.
They don't really bring in players to bulk out the squad. They tend to aim for the top, improve what they've got, and then everyone else kind of settles down the pack after that. So we'll see how much money they're willing to spend. I think we'll see a few loan players coming in towards the end of the window, which is not far away. It's what, I don't know what the date is today. Is it July the 12th today?
All I know, Tim, is it's Wednesday.
I think it's the 12th, and the window closes on the 9th of August. And a lot of clubs have got a lot of work to do,
Sure.
and I'd include Wolves in that. You know, there's a lot of players to get rid of, an awful lot of players to get rid of. Graham, Zyro, Dominic Iorfa, they want to get Conor Ronan out on loan, Sylvan Delander's going out on loan as well. There is so much work to do.
Sure.
It's going to be a busy few weeks, but yeah, there are certainly a few key areas they need strengthening. Centre midfield's got to be one of them, and they do need competition for Doherty and Douglas.
You don't think Roman says there's talk of him potentially going to centre back, and maybe then you would need a couple of centre midfielders, I would have thought.
We'll see when he comes back. We'll see what happens with that. Bolly's got that left-sided centre half berth nailed down.
Yeah.
With
the talkative Willy Bolly.
with Cody in the middle and Bennett on the right. That's your back three at the moment. It's stood them in good stead last year. It's tried and tested. So centre midfield is the key for me. You build your team around Neves, but is Sace going to be good enough? Even if he's not, you need some competition for him. Gibbs White's the only competition at the moment, unless they really think highly of the kids that are coming up below them.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll leave much to chance next year, personally.
No, I mean, but you look at Rui Patricio coming in and potentially this Zinchenko link. How much does that change the psychology of your likes of John Ruddy, who you've spoken to today, potentially Barry Douglas if Zinchenko does end up coming in, and you know, are they happy just to fight for their place? Obviously, they're not happy to fight for their place. They'd rather be having it outright. But when does it start becoming a bit of a frustration and a problem when the English lads or the British lads are taking a back seat?
I think there's more. I think that I wouldn't kind of pigeonhole the nationalities of them. I think there'll be a lot of players that won't be happy playing next year. But I think there's more of an acceptance amongst players these days that if you're going to be at a Premier League club, you're not just going to have 11 players. Obviously, those days are long gone.
Yeah.
You're going to have 22 first team players at a good Premier League club these days, and everyone wants to be in the Premier League. This is their dream. They're delighted to be here, and they accept the competition for places. On the other hand, everything's been rosy for Wolves for the past year, and they've been top of the league, so no one could complain really about not being in the team.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be a bit different. Now they're going to start to lose more matches, and now you are going to have some unhappy players on your hands, players who've been established in this team that maybe won't be playing as much. Yes, if they bring a left wing back in, maybe Barry Douglas might be one of them. Yes, John Ruddy, you'd expect now to be one of them. You know, you've got to say Patricio's going to be the number one next season. So all of a sudden now you get unhappy players in the camp, and that's not necessarily a problem if you're bringing in quality players that are winning football matches. But it does change the dynamic, and especially if you're increasing the wage bill. If you're bringing someone in, Patricio, a top earner on tens of thousands of pounds a week, everyone's going to look at that and say, well, if I'm playing every week and he's playing every week, and he's on that money, then why aren't I on that money? So there are these problems. They're good problems to have because Wolves are in the Premier League. They're where they want to be, but they will have to be careful to try and keep these guys happy.
Absolutely. But like you say, you do need a squad, and we talked about the youngsters impressing last night. One in particular, Ryan Giles, you just had a word with him. I mean, it was like speaking to a 28-year-old seasoned veteran. Yeah,
it was. I really enjoyed that interview. Very enjoyable, very mature young man who took his chance last night. You know, these guys have got a limited opportunity to impress.
Yeah.
once you get back to England, it's straight back to first team games really. And but for him to be out there on this tour is his window, his week to impress, and he couldn't have done any more last night. I thought he was excellent against Basel. Kind of tore his fullback to shreds on a couple of occasions, and with some decent end products as well. Very keen, always confident, got his head up, looking to get on the ball. It's exactly what you want, and all the youngsters did themselves proud last night. They all look confident. They've all integrated well, and they're giving Nuno something to think about. And who knows where they'll end up. They could be. It's their careers they're fighting for, really. Whether their long-term careers at Wolves or not is open for debate. But they're forging careers and forging names for themselves here, and that could end up being a loan spell next season. It could be some checker trade action for Wolves, some Carabao Cup action for Wolves, or you could look at what Morgan Gibbs-White, who's still only 18, has done, and broken his way into the first team squad and looks set to be involved in and around it this year. So he's the template for them all to follow. And yeah, great to see him doing well last night. A
well-earned afternoon off for the boys, and we're watching 90 minutes of football tonight. Oh, could be 120.
Is there a game on?
Apparently there's some sort of game on. I think Telford have got a friendly at the New Bucks Head.
Ah, yeah. Is it on telly?
I hope so.
Excellent.
I hope it's streaming.
That sounds nice sorted.
What do you reckon? Go on, quick prediction.
Well, Telford beat Market Drayton the other night, so they're in good form.
Come on, give me a prediction, because I know you're doom and gloom about this game. You think we're going to get beat, don't you?
Yeah, I think you'll get beat, yeah, sadly.
Unbelievable. 1-0 England. We shall be at training tomorrow, so make sure you see us then for all the latest Wolves news. Make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.